Okay, now we are going on a night walk in my wife's beautiful hometown. Every store is closed today here in Poland on Christmas Eve, and it is very peaceful, although there's fireworks going off that someone's lighting. They're very much into home fireworks here. Not home fireworks, but you know, like in Denver. It is -7 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. 19.4 degrees. So very cold. Oh, I like these lights. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, your cheeks are red. This is the town square of my wife's hometown, Działdowie. Just so cute. It's got apartments up top, stores all around. This is the city's hall here behind me. They have a Christmas tree out here. I came here once on New Year's and it had crazy fireworks and like lasers and lighting. That was awesome. Now they have the town hall is playing like Christmas music and the bells. They have a fountain here in the summer. I mean, this stuff is old and so cool looking to me.
O, ładnie ci to nawet wyszło. No jak szalona, no.
Cool.
Stop moving.
Ten mój renifer, którego chciałam? Tak.
To chyba nie renifer, to miś polarny.
No mnie Mikołaj nie przyniósł renifera. Ja to przecież
The other side of this, or above the city hall, they have a museum, and it's like castles and knights, and they have these cool statues out in front. Look like real people. There's a real castle in this town from like the 1400s, 1300s, and it's cool. We're gonna go there right now. This is all less than a 10-minute walk away from where my in-laws live. Their apartment is about 10 minutes from the city center. This town, Działdowie, Poland, is about 20,000 people. They have 2 high schools. One high school is for students that want to go to university, kind of a college track, and they have another high school for vocational skills like plumbing and electricity. You choose going from middle school to high school, so it's hard in that way. They have to make a decision so young, but it's also neat that they have different options. I've been married twice, both to the same woman. My first wedding was in San Diego, California. My second wedding, about a year and a half later, was in that church in Poland here. Beautiful old church. When you pass away here, they alert everybody by putting your name up in this location because everybody knows each other because it's a small town or city. So one person was 78 years old, 75, 72, 75. Probably like America. They eat healthier here, like less processed foods. They walk more, they bike more, but there's still a lot of smoking. They smoke, which is wild to me. I'm never around smoking in America. And yeah, they have a very cool cemetery culture where you go to cemeteries all the time and pay respects to your loved ones. You clean the grave sites. Okay, look at this. This is a jeweler. This apartment here is where my mother-in-law grew up. So my mother-in-law grew up on the second floor here. There's a third floor they rented out, and a first floor that was later a store, but right near the city center. If you come visit me in my wife's hometown, there's 3 hotels. There's that hotel there. There's a hotel across from the castle here. And then there's one nearest my in-laws. The weird thing about the hotels, when my parents came to stay last time, they did not have shower curtains. So like you took a shower and it just was like the water just splashed everywhere, which was so annoying. We asked them about the shower curtains and they didn't seem bothered and said it wasn't a thing. Okay, here's another hotel. This one is a hotel. They have a restaurant there too, and then I'm walking towards the castle. The castle also has the city hall, like the government, local government works out of the castle. They built this big extension off the castle, which was heavily controversial because it's kind of ugly and not original, but they probably built it 30, 40 years ago, and it connects to the castle. They also built a new kind of fake castle wall that looks like the castle, so that's kind of cool. Okay, this is a map of all the castles. This is where we are. And we've been told that each castle is 1 day's ride away from each other, like on horses. So these are all built in the 1400s. The biggest one is Mauburg. Mauburg is huge. It's the biggest castle complex in all of Europe, maybe in the world, and it is enormous. Okay, it has Santa on it, but that's the real castle. That was built in the 1300s. There was real knights that walked around inside there. Kind of crazy. As an American, the concept of having a castle near my hometown is wild to me. My wife isn't impressed by it because she's just used to it. There was famous battles that were fought by all these knights. They replicate one every year in a town nearby here, where they have a reenactment of that battle, famous battle. It is a wild concept. You can go in there. They've got a museum in this castle. It's very cool. And yeah, fascinating history. The main park of this city is named after the Polish Pope, John Paweł II. He's got a different Polish name before that, but that's his Pope name. And of course, he is huge here with, I think he's the most famous Polish person ever. Other famous Polish people, Copernicus, which our dog is named after. He was the Polish astronomer who discovered that the sun was the center of our solar system, not the Earth, which is very controversial at the time because that was, 300-400 years ago, and religious people thought that the Earth was the center of the world. Now Lewandowski, who is a soccer player who plays for Barcelona, and before that Bayern Munich, he is very famous too. Outside of that, I can't think of many other very famous Polish people actually from Poland. There's a lot of Polish Americans or whatever, like myself, that are well known. Here's the statue they have for Jan Paweł II. They call him Jan Paweł II, John Paul II. In the summertime, you would see people playing all over in these areas. They've got great public parks. The teenagers kind of hang out in the skate park over here, and like you teenagers are vaping, which is terrible. And then this place is where we get our ice cream. Ice cream in America is like $6 or $7. Ice cream here would be like maybe $1. And it tastes better to me. I like it. In this city, definitely more people live in apartments than we're used to in America, so everybody's close by so they can walk. But there are a lot of houses scattered about too. I really liked when we lived in our apartment. It was a very small space, probably 350 square feet, whereas our house is 2,400 square feet. It was one bathroom. We have 4 bathrooms at our house, which is ridiculous. In Poland, they always ask us, who cleans those bathrooms? And we say, our cleaning people, which is wild. But what I liked most about the Polish lifestyle was walking everywhere. I wasn't working, but you normally can walk to work, you can walk to school, you walk to your kids' sports. Everything is within walking distance, which is very cool. So people live in smaller spaces, they live closer by. These apartments have underground parking, but kind of everything is close. One of the big differences I see in Poland and America, and I think this is changing as they become more westernized, is my in-laws have lived in their apartment for 40-something years. And in their apartment, there's, I think, 40 different families that live there. And I think out of those original 40, like 35 of them are still there. So you don't move out of the space that you grew up in. There's not like in America, you're always moving bigger, bigger, better, bigger, further away for work. Here, a lot of times people stay and they're happy with where they're at. Hi, puppy. Polish dogs say how, how, how. So my in-laws live on the 5th story of this apartment, and you walk up the whole thing. So every time you go up, you get such good exercise. And you have to bring furniture up this many stairs, groceries. It makes you be healthy.